So in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at something called two-part journeys, which all relates into speed, distance and time problems. So before you attempt this video, you need to make sure you're really confident with calculating speed, distance and time. So just a quick reminder of your three formulas that you need to know. Now you might have been taught this using ratios or using formula triangles, or perhaps just by memorizing these three formulas. So whatever way you use it, you need to be confident in this before you attempt this video. So here's my example first. Susan completes a journey in 2 stages. In stage 1 of her journey, she drives at an average speed of 80 kilometers per hour and takes 1 hour 45 minutes. In stage 2 of her journey, she travels for 49 kilometers. Altogether, Susan takes a total time of 2 hours 15 minutes. What is her average speed in kilometers per hour of her total journey? Now this is a lot of information, and some of it relates to the first part of her journey, some relates to the second part, and some relates to the altogether, the overall journey. So I always recommend solving these problems by setting up a two-way table. Now it might seem like a little bit of effort drawing a two-way table, but it just organises that information so clearly for you. So I'm going to do that first. So I need 3 columns and 3 rows. So my 3 columns here are going to be my speed in kilometers per hour in this question, my distance in kilometers, and my time in hours. And then going down on my rows, I have stage 1 of my journey, stage 2 of my journey, and my overall journey. So I'm going to fill in the information that I've got in the question first. So to reread the question, it says that in stage 1 of her journey, she drives at an average speed of 80 kilometers per hour. So here in stage 1, I can put 80 kilometers per hour. And then we also are told that in stage 1 of the journey, it takes 1 hour 45 minutes. Now when I do these, I put straight away into the table what that is in hours. So you should have already done, before you get to this skill, how to solve speed, distance and time problems when the hours is given in hours and minutes. So 1 hour 45 minutes is 1.75 hours. So I'm going to put that into the table. You could, if you want to, write that into the table, 1 hour 45 minutes, but just make sure that when you come to do the problems, you know that when you type it in your calculator, you don't type in 1.45, it's 1.75. Okay, let's go back to the question. What else do I know? In stage 2 of her journey, she travels for 49 kilometers. So this is stage 2, distance is 49. And then last piece of information we've got is that altogether, Susan takes a total time of 2 hours 15 minutes. So that's in my overall here. And again, I've just written that as 2.25 hours. Now once I've got my two-way table set up, I can look at what the question's asking me. What is her average speed for her total journey? So I'm wanting what goes in this box. But I tend not to look at that and just try to fill in everything I possibly can in the table. And then once I've got the table filled in, then I will look at the question. So first thing I can fill in here, just having a look around, something easy is that if stage 1 is 1 hour 45 minutes and the overall journey is 2 hours 15 minutes, that means that stage 2 of the journey must have been half an hour. So but again, I'm going to put that in straight away into hours, so that is 0.5 hours. Right, what else can I fill in? Well, stage 1 of the journey, I do know that the time taken is 1.75 hours, the speed is 80 kilometers per hour, and to work out distance, I do speed multiplied by time. So if I do 80 multiplied by 1.75, I can find out that the distance for stage 1 of the journey is 140 kilometers. Now distance here, if this is 140 for the first stage and 49 kilometers for the second stage, then the overall distance, I can just add these two together here and I get 189 kilometers for the overall distance. And now I can find the overall speed because I know that the time taken for the entire journey was 2.25 hours or 2 hours 15 minutes. The overall distance is 189 kilometers, so speed is distance divided by time. So in my calculator, if I do 189 divided by 2.25, I get 84, and that is actually the question. So I don't need to find out this part here, which is the speed for the second part of the journey. I could just put my answer straight away. And I always put units with my answer if they don't provide them on the answer line. Now, if you wanted to, you could work out here what the speed is for stage 2. So speed is distance divided by time. So 49 divided by 0.5, and I get 98 kilometers per hour. And I just wanted to make a point here that you cannot find speed of the overall journey by adding these together or by adding them together and dividing by 2 by finding the average, okay? You need to find speed always by doing distance divided by time for that row, okay? So you can't just add these together and half it to get 84, it won't work. Now, one other thing I wanted to point out was these tables are really useful for any compound measure problems, such as density. Now, when we have density questions where they talk about mixing two materials together to make an alloy, you can use this table for that purpose as well. So I would have here density, mass and volume. I'd have material 1, which they might tell you what it is, like gold or something. Material 2, and then my alloy, and I would use this two-way table in the same way as I just have. So really useful way of laying out your information so you're not making any mistakes. So here's one for you to try. This one says that Abdul drives 105 miles at an average speed of 70 miles per hour. He then drives 100 miles at an average speed of 40 miles per hour. Calculate his average speed for the whole journey. So again, try setting up that two-way table in the same way we did before, having speed, distance and time across the top, and then part 1 of the journey, part 2 of the journey, and the overall journey as your row headings. So pause the video now, have a go at that, and then unpause it when you're ready for me to talk you through it. Okay, so I'm going to set up the two-way table first. I'm going to fill in my headings, and I always like to put in the units with my speed, distance, time. So this question is about miles per hour. So distance is in miles and time is in hours. And then stage 1, stage 2, and my overall. Now let's fill in what I've got in the question. So he drives for 105 miles. So that's my first distance for stage 1 of the journey. And that is 70 miles per hour, and then 100 miles at 40 miles per hour, and that's the only information they've given me. So one thing I can work out straight away, something quite easy, is that if the distance for part 1 of the journey was 105 miles and part 2 was 100 miles, then the overall distance was 205 miles. So I'm going to fill that in first. Now from here there's only a couple more things I can work out, which is the time for stage 1 and stage 2. Okay, we can't jump straight to speed here by doing anything with these. We need to work out their times and then add those together and then do speed is distance divided by time here. So I'm going to work out the time for stage 1. So time is distance divided by speed. So if I do 105 divided by 70, I get 1.5 hours. And then here, 100 divided by 40 is 2.5 hours. So stage 1 took 1.5 hours, stage 2 took 2.5 hours. So the overall time for the entire journey was 4 hours. Now I can work out the speed for the overall journey. So speed is distance divided by time. So I'm going to do 205 divided by 4, which is 51.25. So it was 51.25 miles per hour. Okay, so now I have got a little bit of a challenge for you. So if you're feeling pretty confident with these and you think, yeah, I can do that, it's pretty easy, have a go at this question where it just gets a little bit harder. It says, Naz completes a journey in 3 stages. In stage 1 of his journey, he drives at an average speed of 30 kilometers per hour for 40 minutes. In stage 2 of his journey, Naz drives at an average speed of 48 kilometers per hour for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Altogether, over all 3 stages, Naz drives 200 kilometers in 4 hours 15 minutes. What is his average speed in kilometers per hour in stage 3 of his journey? So again, if you want to pause the video and have a go at this, think about how you're going to set your two-way table up for this one before you just dive right into it. And then have a go at it, pause the video and unpause when you're ready for me to talk you through it. Okay, so this one's a little bit different because we have 3 stages of the journey. So my two-way table is going to need an extra row. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Obviously mine's really lovely and neat here on the computer, but if you just do a sketch, you just need to make sure that you add in an extra row. So I'm going to label it up first. So I've got my speed in kilometers per hour, distance is in kilometers, and time is in hours. And then I've got stage 1 of the journey, stage 2, stage 3, and then my overall. So let's fill in what I've got in the question. In stage 1, he drives an average speed of 30 kilometers per hour. So I can put that in there. And then the time is 40 minutes. Now there is an argument here that it might be okay just for now to write 40 minutes in here, but I am going to stick to what I said and I'm going to convert it straight away into hours. Now 40 minutes is 40 out of 60 of an hour, so you can write it as 40 over 60 as a fraction, or that does simplify to 2/3. So I have put that in as 2/3. The reason I haven't gone for decimal here is because it will be 0.6 recurring. Now, again, if you want to write 0.6 recurring in here, that's fine. It's just when it comes to typing things in our calculator, it would probably be easier just to type in 2/3. So I've gone for that. Okay, in stage 2 of his journey, Naz drives at an average speed of 48 kilometers per hour. So that's going to go in here. And this is for 2 hours 15 minutes. So 2 hours 15 minutes is 2.25. Altogether, over all 3 stages, Naz drives 200 kilometers. So that's the overall, not stage 3, that's overall. So that's 200 here. And that's 4 hours 15 minutes. So here, 4 hours 15 is 4.25. What is his average speed in kilometers per hour in stage 3 of his journey? So I'm wanting to know what is in this box here. So if I want speed for stage 3, then I need to do distance divided by time. So I need these 2 boxes here first. So there's something I can work out first actually. If I know that the overall time is 4.25 and I have these here, that stage 1 and stage 2 was 2/3 and 2.25, then I can work out the time for stage 3. So obviously you can do this on a calculator, but if the overall was 4 hours 15 minutes and this was 2 hours 15 minutes, it means that these 2 here add up to 2 hours. So if this is 40 minutes, this must be 1 hour 20 minutes, which is 1 1/3 of an hour. So again, I'm going to put that in as a mixed number, as a integer and then a fraction. If you want to put 1.3 recurring, you can, or if you want to leave it for now in hours and minutes, that's fine, as long as you remember when we go to type it in a calculator, we can't type in like 1.2, it's not the same thing. Right, what else can I work out at this point then? So on stage 1 and 2, I know speed and time, which means I can work out distance. So distance is speed times time. So stage 1, I'm going to do 30 multiplied by 2/3. So my distance for stage 1 of the journey is 20 kilometres. For stage 2, if I do 48 multiplied by 2.25, that'll give me the distance of 108 kilometres for stage 2 of the journey. Now, if the overall journey was 200 kilometres, stage 1 was 20 kilometres and stage 2 was 108 kilometres, that means that stage 3 must be 200 subtract 128. So stage 3 was 72 kilometres. And now I can work out the average speed for stage 3 of the journey. Speed is distance divided by time. So if I do 72 divided by 1 1/3 or 4/3 or 1.3 recurring, if I do 72 divided by 1 1/3, I get 54. So the average speed for stage 3 was 54 kilometers per hour. Now you never need to actually work out the overall speed for the entire journey for this question, but if you wanted to, if I do 200 divided by 4.25 to figure out the overall average speed, it comes out at approximately 47 kilometers per hour. I just rounded that to the nearest whole number because you do get quite a long decimal answer. Well done if you managed to do that question. Thank you for watching my lesson. I'm Mrs. Jagger. If you've liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up below and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching.